Hello and welcome to this week's video. Today is going to be a hard one because I'm going to be talking about the single most embarrassing moments of my entire life. So, buckle up, bitches. I don't know why I said that. So I thought we could start off with something a little bit less embarrassing and then we can build our way up to the most embarrassing moments of my life. For my own benefit, you know, just to ease myself into it. So starting off with the most recent thing on the list. At the time, I'd recently started liking the idea of skateboarding, okay? Even though I've never done it before in my life, I wanted to see if I could learn how to do it and do it. It just looked like something to do that looked good, I don't know, I just liked the idea of it. Okay, so we had a skateboard in the garage. It was my brother's old skateboard. He couldn't do it either, he was shit. So it'd just been in the garage for absolutely ages and I thought, oh, maybe I could teach myself how to do it now while everybody's out of the house. So I thought, you know, instead of going outside and embarrassing myself in front of people and potentially killing myself by hitting my head on the road, I could do it in my house in the hallway because the walls were quite close, you know, I could hold myself up and just slowly roll back and forth. One of the worst decisions I've ever made. So the first roll was okay, you know, it was a bit shit, so I thought, okay, I'm gonna have to do this again, so I was very slow, very shaky, so I tried it again. Second worst decision of my life. So I got on the skateboard, this is so embarrassing. I got on the skateboard in my house for the second time, you know, I mounted it. At first I was kind of holding myself by the radiator thinking, you know, this is going pretty well, let me just move myself slowly. That's when my legs went that way, I went that way, and the skateboard went that way. At first I heard this loud bang and I was like, what have I done? I looked, I couldn't see anything wrong, you know, I couldn't see anything. But then, I could hear this noise. The noise that you hear when you pour milk on Rice Krispies, I could hear that. And I looked at the front door. And the skateboard was in the front door and the glass had completely shattered. So me, a 19-year-old boy, had just smashed his front door whilst trying to skateboard in the house. And I couldn't cover it up, could I? How do I cover up a smashed front door? I can't do that, can I? So I had to call my mom and explain. Originally I was thinking I could lie and say I was vacuuming and I fell down the stairs and flung the vacuum at the front door. It wasn't the most, I don't think that would have covered it very well, but I was willing to punch myself to give myself bruises to make that story believable. I did not want to tell them it was a skateboard, okay? But then I thought, okay, lying's just not gonna help. I can't lie, I'm gonna have to just tell her. I was kind of just hoping that I would tell her, she'd find it funny, and humour would save me from the situation, and it did. Because instead of being angry at me, she took that anger out by embarrassing me in front of all of her friends, and my sister, and her boyfriend, and my brother and his friends, so cool, that was great. But when my brother came home, the first thing I thought to do was I need to call myself Tony Hawk in front of him, otherwise he'll think of it and that'll be my name for the rest of my life, so I need to do it. He actually did try to call me Tony Hawk after I said it, but I could see that it just annoyed him because he knew he didn't think of it first, so ha, that's what you get, bitch. Okay, so the first story, done. This one's quite short because we're building up to the two big ones in a bit, but yeah, this one is set in a cinema. Now I've made a video about annoying people at the cinema and kind of made it seem like that's the reason why I stopped going, but that's not the reason why I stopped. Those are just reasons why I'm not really motivated to go back. Now the reason I actually stopped going is because of this right now. I was in the cinema with my mom. Basically, when I was younger, I used to get nosebleeds. I'm not going to go into all the detail. I used to get nosebleeds, but they stopped for ages. Okay, so as I was in the cinema, for some reason I decided that in the middle of a movie, in a cinema full of people, it was the perfect time to have a face period. So I was just sat there and my nose started bleeding out of nowhere, didn't have any tissues or anything, so I just hold my nose and run. My mom followed me, thanks mom. But we got out of the cinema and I was like, okay, where do I go? Because I don't use public restrooms, I just hate them. I hate them, full stop. So I didn't know where to go, I didn't know where the toilets were, so I had to ask my mom. My mum, being the f***ing genius that she is, she says, oh, they're over there. So, okay, I'll believe you. And I walk over, there's a big crowd of people because they're queuing up to buy tickets. And there's this group of men that are kind of laughing. I'm just thinking, oh, they're just laughing because I've got a nosebleed and I look like a freak. No, they weren't. They might have been, but that wasn't all they were laughing at. Because as soon as I walked through the door, I got this feeling like, where am I? Something seemed to be missing. And the thing that was missing was urinals, because I wasn't in the men's toilets. My mum had just directed me to the women's toilets. thank you, Mum. And then I had to do the walk of shame out of the toilets with the group of guys that were just laughing at me. And now they were properly laughing because I actually did it. So there we go, there's the reason why I stopped going to the cinema. I guess I just associate the place with people laughing at me now. I don't really feel motivated to go to the cinema anymore. Okay, so those are the first two, and like I've said, they are nothing compared to what I'm about to tell you. So, you know, get the popcorn. I say that a lot now. Get your popcorn ready, because this is going to be exciting. For you, not for me, for you, because I'm going to be embarrassed. Okay, so let's just set the scene. I'm on holiday with my dad and my brother in Spain. Basically, my dad said we can go to a water park for the day, and that was cool, fine by me. I like water parks. So my brother, my dad and I were all in this pool, and there was a wave machine on at the time, if you wanted to know. If you don't know what a wave machine is, it makes waves. And me and my brother came up with this game where we would go away from my dad, and then we both go under the water and try and swim to him and see who could get there first. We did this about 3 times. So first time, did it, I won. Yay me. Second time, we did it, I won. Yay me. Okay, so this was the 3rd round, and it wasn't like set to be the final round of this game. It was just what happened next ended the game and ended all fun in my childhood. And then I kind of saw him, was like, yes. I swam as fast as I could, went down to the bottom of the pool, pushed up and jumped, and I grabbed him and I was like, yes, I won again. And it was all going amazing until I heard my brother. I turned around and I saw my brother and my dad. I'd completely missed my dad and just jumped onto the back of some random man. So yeah, I'm surprised he didn't try and kill me, because that probably would have been absolutely terrifying for him. It ended the game and ended my childhood. I was done. Done with fun, done with games, no more. Clearly it's not for me. Obviously my brother and my dad thought that was absolutely hilarious. I was just mortified. It was that look of, I'm trying to laugh, but I also want to die right now. And I don't want the world to see me. If you didn't think that was embarrassing, then I don't know what happened in your childhood, but I'm sorry. But yeah, so the next thing is, without a doubt, is 100% embarrassing. I've never told this story to anybody in my entire life. This has never been spoken out of my mouth in my entire life, okay? I didn't even remember it happening till a couple years ago. I completely repressed this memory. It came back with a vengeance, and it's just burnt into my brain now. So, let us begin. Okay, so I'm just gonna set the scene. It was me, my family, and a couple other families that we were friends with. They had kids as well, my age. I think the parents were all a similar age. They've got daughters the same age as my sister. The perfect family friend dynamic, okay? We were in this like big foresty place, and it was like for kids and families to go. There was a trail that you could walk along and like a big play area. So on this day, everything was absolutely fine. I was fine, everyone was fine. So we were walking down this trail, and literally halfway down this trail, so same amount of time back, same amount of time forwards, I started to feel really ill. I kind of did this really awkward thing where I walked up to my dad, pulled on his shirt and kind of whispered like, Dad, I really need a poo. Sorry, I'm immature, okay, I laugh at poo. And I'm sure he's really happy to hear that, you know, in the middle of a big forest trail and no toilets for like 2 miles or something, and I've just said I need a shit. So he goes over to my mom and says, whatever, yeah, you need to shit. And thank God for this, but my mom gave him some toilet roll, you know, just in case. Thank you, mother. So off we went on a wonderful adventure to find me a place to poo. With absolutely no idea how much further I had to walk. Things got serious. I was like, okay, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to last. I don't know how far we're going to go. I'm going to explode. Or should I say, my arsehole is going to explode. And after walking for a bit, I just stop and stare at him and say, Dad. And as he was looking at me, our faces reached a similar level of terror because he realised what was going on. I needed to shit now. So he was like, oh God, you're gonna have to go in the forest and the trees. At first I was like, no way, that's disgusting, I'm not gonna shit in a bush. After a couple seconds that changed because I grabbed the toilet paper and ran. I basically just ran into this forest as much as I could without being lost in a forest, but also far enough away so nobody could see, hear or smell what was going on. So I'm there, squatting, shitting, in the forest, everything's going great, you know, feeling at one with the nature. And then all of a sudden I could hear something coming towards me. So I was shitting myself, not only literally, but metaphorically now. I thought somebody was about to walk up and directly see me shitting. Slightly less embarrassing because it was someone's dog. But what I did know was Dog means dog walker, so someone's coming. Apparently the dog wanted to see what was going on, wanted to smell what was going on, probably wasn't too happy with the smell, and that's why he left. I thought, this woman's gonna come over and see me making my brown smelly friends on the floor, and it's gonna be the single worst thing that's ever happened to me. Luckily she didn't follow her dog. Her dog was just, you know, an adventurous little poo sniffer who came to check me out, but then I could see the woman and my dad talking. He probably just told the woman that I was shitting in a bush, to be honest. I don't think he cared about embarrassing me in front of a complete stranger. I'd never see her again. But yeah, there we have it, there we go. I guess the only positive thing I could say about that story is, like, at least I didn't shit myself. But, you know, it's okay, I'm taking that as a win. I didn't shit myself. All is well. So yeah, here's just an apology to any wild deer that came across my shit. Apologies to my dad for having to deal with that. Apologies to the woman who had to let her dog go and sniff my shit. And sorry to you for telling you this story. Yay. Okay, well I think that's it. I think I reached a new low in life, so that's really cool. There's another achievement unlocked, and yeah. If you like the video, like the video. If you like me, subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye. This shit was insane. She didn't give any merits though, she just said, well done, this is level 7 work. I don't know what that means, bitch. Give me house points, that's what I want, that's what I need. It keeps me going. But yeah, we had to draw a crushed can. And I chose Dr. Pepper because Dr. Pepper's the best thing in the world.